Hello, everybody. Hello, everyone. You're welcome to Parenting Essentials for today's Saturday live, and I'm happy as usual to be back. And how are you all doing today? This is Parenting Essentials. This is the home of key strategies to parenting. I want to say you are welcome. I want to say you are welcome. All right, last week I started a topic and I'm going to be rounding up that topic for today. Last week I started a topic saying the parental mistakes that can have a significant impact on your child's growth and development. And I think I already mentioned about 7 or 8 of them thereabout. I'm just going to say a few more and few other things, and we're going to call it the day. And how are you doing? If you're there, you can hear me boldly, clearly. Let me know by saying hello or I, and I'm going to be for sure know that you are with me. If you can hear me, I'm audible, I'm clear enough, at least to some extent you can hear me and I'm audible. Can you just say you can hear me? And I'm going to be super happy that you are there and you can hear me. In case you don't know or you just see my face for the very first time today, my name is Oye Layo, but you can call me Oye for short. And I am your parenting coach. Just as I said earlier, today I'm going to complete the topic I started last week, parental mistakes that can have a significant impact on your child's growth and development. I said quite a few last week. I mentioned the lack of love and affection, over protecting, and many more. But I wouldn't want to go in depth to that today. All right. So today I'm just going to continue those points, and I'm going to pick it up. I stopped at always missing an important day. So if you're interested, you can go back and see the last week video, and then we can continue from there. Please excuse me. My battery is low. All right. Okay. Oh, so that was what I said last week, and I'm going to continue from there, and I'm going to pick up from the point of overly comparing. Are we live? Okay. All right. So we're going to continue for overly comparing. What is your duty and what have you been doing with your growing glory? We're talking about the mistakes of parents that can have a significant impact. Not just impact, but it can affect their growth and their development. When all you do every time is to compare child A to child B, oh my God, that is a disaster going somewhere to happen. And every parent should be very careful about this. Sometimes we don't actually mean to, but indirectly, we are going to be doing that unknowingly, just something little. It can be as simple as, can't you see somebody's handwriting? Can't you see somebody's this? This is also comparing, which can have an impact on your child if care is not taken. If you constantly criticize and compare your child, from one, it can be between siblings, it can be between your child and one other child that you think is doing better than your child. If that is all you do every time, I just want you to know that you're on the path of affecting your child's growth and development, because that is going to have a very bad negative impact on your child. And it can also affect your child's self-esteem. The confidence is going to go, and you might not even know it, but in your head, to the best of your understanding, you're doing your best to be able to help your child to see reasons why they should do that. We have to be careful. You want to help your child, but you feel if you say, have you seen this? If you talk down your child, you think that is going to help. But many times it does bad. It does so much harm than good. So don't use that approach. It's not going to work. Because once your child loses their confidence, the self-esteem is gone. It's going to be a battle again, how to pick it up. So don't over compare. Don't over compare. Don't over compare. Every child is unique. I've said that over and again. One child's strength is another child's maybe weakness. I'm not saying we should celebrate their weaknesses. However, every child's weakness can be picked up and can be strengthened with our determination to help our child. However, it's not a yardstick for us to compare or to talk down on them because of their level they have at time. All right. What are the things that you have to be careful of? And even if you have to do some feedback, make sure that your feedback are constructive. You have to very, very reasonable criticisms in a very nice way that you ensure that what you're saying to your child is not going to affect your child psychologically. So never taking your child's opinion into account is another negative thing every parent can do to affect their child's growth. In your head, because when you were growing up, you were not, your words were not considered to be valued because they see you as a child even up to when you were 22. So you are now doing it to your child now. You're still young. What do you know? Every time the child is trying to suggest something to you, all you can think of or say to that child is, you're very young. You don't understand anything. You are too young to take decision. Your child now become, they get back to their shell and say, I don't even need to think. You're going to affect their critical thinking like that. They don't see reasons why they need to think out of the box, because even if they do, it's not going to be welcomed or appreciated, because all they've heard over the time is, you are too young to take decisions. So when children grow up to feel their opinion is being neglected, they will grow to be insecure. It doesn't matter anyways. If I tell mommy, she will say, I can't take this. If I take that, they say, no, you don't know anything. You don't know anything. Every time you're telling your child you don't know anything, even if they say something and you sincerely feel that what they are saying is not what you want to hear, you don't know anything, or just keep quiet, you don't have opinion, should not be the response, because these are going to be the negative effect on your child. So be careful why you do this. Never neglect your child's opinion in the name of they are too young or they do not know anything. So this is a parental mistake that can affect your child's growth and development. Another thing you should do is not to lack boundaries. When you lack boundaries in your parenting styles and your parenting journey, it is another big error. And many people that lack boundary in their parenting, they tend, oftentimes, get to a point that they are going to play the victim on their children. You know what, this is what I am. They see what they are doing and they see everything that the child is doing as is bad. They didn't teach this skill. They didn't set boundaries. But by the time the child is going to show whatever they have not taught, they start to play the victim. I'm doing everything for you. I don't know why you're not listening. I don't know why they're this. So when you do not set boundaries, these are the effect of not setting boundaries. So failing to establish or enhance an appropriate boundary can lead to a behavioral problem. You don't have appropriate boundaries. The child does not know how far is too far, how close is too close. Your child does not know what is expected per time. It's going to lead to a behavioral issue. In fact, the child can even withdraw. They can keep to self. There are quite a lot of things that can lead to. They don't know what you want them to do. They don't know what they're not expected to do. It can also lead to disrespect. Today, they are playing rough with you. They are knocking your head, pulling your wigs. You are laughing at it, making video to put on social media because you want to create content. You didn't see anything bad in it. By the time they're going to do that in what you consider to be in an appropriate place, then you get upset and say, why would you do that? But this is the same thing they have been doing, that you are laughing about it and using it to create content or whatever you do. But now maybe you have an official meeting and they're with you or something, and they're doing the same thing. They're expecting you to laugh about it, but because you think that place was not the appropriate place for it. So that is lack of boundaries. So we have to be very careful. A lot of things are happening out there. You have to still be determined to know what you're doing in your parenting. Lack of boundary is an error, a bigger mistake that can actually affect your child's growth and development. They get to be disrespectful, difficulty in the social interaction. They don't even know what to do. They don't know how far. They don't know what boundaries. They go out. They don't know how to behave with their friends. Because whatever they do per time, it's okay. Only sometimes it's not okay. So when you're setting rules and boundaries, please let it be clear enough. Let it be clear and appropriate every time. Constant boundaries. Set constant boundaries, a clear and constant boundary to feel safe and secured. Let them understand per time. It is very important. Stop playing the victim. There's children right there. They are the victim. But you will come and be playing the victim because you think, I'm doing everything. Why is she not listening? Why is she not doing that? Check yourself. Did you give a prior teaching, prior information before these things? Did you set a boundary regarding that thing that you think now they are not listening to, or they are disrespecting you on? So please be clear about it and be consistent. It's very important to be consistent. So overemphasizing on achievement is another big mistake. A lot of people are doing this. A whole lot of parents are doing it, and they feel like, I need to say it every time. You have to hear. I need to tell you. I need to tell you. I know I cannot beat you. I know I cannot. When you talk too much on a particular thing, and you even in the process of you talking, you start to make it to be everything about you. It's a mistake in parenting. It is very important that you get A. It is very important. All the child hears every time is the importance of having the A plus. The child does not even know the why. They don't understand. We're going to be proud of you. We are going to be It is going to give a problem to that child. Am I saying A parallel is bad where you get all A's? Is it bad for a child? No, it's not. But is that enough reason why the child should get A all through? Let the child understand why and let them work towards it. Don't make it about you and don't just emphasize every time emphasizing on the achievement. You put too much pressure on them. That is why you want them to go to tuition in the afternoon. You have tuition tutor that comes at night because you have a vision, you have a target, and we are working towards it. Really, you can carry that vision and be careless with it in the name of not understanding how far is too far, that you don't understand the boundaries. You can be doing the right thing and be doing it in the wrong way. So anytime you're doing the right thing, ensure you're not doing the right things in the wrong way. So when you emphasize on achievement, ensure that it's nothing about you. Ensure that the why is clear, that on the child understanding why I need to do this. Listen to this. For me, for the child, not for you as a parent. The child is getting those A's, getting those medals for the child first. And am I saying you cannot take pride in your children? No, that is exactly not what I'm saying. But let the child see reasons that they're doing it for themselves first. Why you take pride as a good parent? Well done. Celebrate yourself. You have done well. But it's nothing about you at the end of the day. And I know a lot of us, we don't like to hear these things. Another thing that is a big mistake in parenting is neglecting quality time. It doesn't matter. I said similar things last week. Quality time. You don't value it. You don't even see reasons. You feel like that quality time is the time that you should take your nap. You spending quality time together as a family is essential. I cannot overemphasize this. Just like what I said in many of my videos in the past, that it's very important for you to come together as family and have a meeting, a regular meeting, which can be once in a month, once in a week. This time, there's such a meeting is a very essential quality family time. We should not be neglected or be neglected. I have an official meeting today. You have reasons why you should neglect quality times. Be careful and watch it. You have to be careful because it's very important for you to build a strong relationship with your children. It is very important to ensure you have a healthy and strong relationship that is going to foster the sense of belonging to your children. We are talking about parent-child connection. If you're not in the hack, I don't know where you are. We've just did the passing out yesterday, and there's another one today. Another set of level 1 is going to be coming up later in the year, which is going to make you to understand in depth of what we call the parent-child connection. So never neglect that. It's very, very essential. It's something that you should never overlook if you know what you're doing. Yes, as a parent, because you can be a parent and you're not into parenting. So I'm telling those who are into parenting, and you might not be a biological parent and you're into parenting, kudos to you. It's not about who carried the pregnancy, who deposited the element. It's about who is taking care of the child. Yes. And that is totally true. So be careful not to neglect quality time with your family so that you don't even bring about loneliness to your children. They start neglecting. They neglect so many things about themselves. They don't see themselves as important anymore. They feel lonely. They start to seek advice in wrong places. These are the results that can come out of the result of you neglecting your children. So lack of communication is another thing. Anyone that is already neglecting the child definitely is not communicating. But I drop a note. But I'm trying to call her, she's not picking. You're trying to call your 10 years every time that didn't get to see you in 1 week or 2 weeks because you go out in the morning and come back late. By the time you're going out, they're not awake. By the time you're coming back, they're sleeping. And that kept on for 2 months. How do you keep the communication going? That is already a lack of communication. But I drop a note. The child does not want to read that note every time. The child wants to sit with you and have an open communication, a clear conversation that is going to help the child to strengthen understanding and self-esteem. So failing to communicate openly and honestly with your children can lead to misunderstanding. If they don't understand it from you, don't forget, because of their age and because they are very curious, they will go and search for this knowledge. And we are in a very jet age now that information is everywhere. You are not ready to give them, trust me. They will search it somehow. So many applications now. Gone are the days that we have only option of Google. Google is even so. We have so many options, and they know how to go about it. So before you start claiming the victim, I'm here calling your attention that you should never neglect the communication, clear communication with your child. Give an open ear is very important. Discuss openly and honestly with your children. That is going to lead to understanding. It's going to lead to resentment, In this clear communication and open communication, also you can have an honest conversation, depending on the relationship you've built with your child over the time. And this is also going to help your child's feeling. When you pay attention, when you give the time, you're validating your child's feeling. And you're going to encourage a child also to have that skill of communication, confident speaking, open dialogue. And these are the benefits and that we cannot overemphasize. So let me talk about some things that parents can do to help their child's growth. What are the things? I will just briefly speak about a few things that you can do to help your child's growth. What are the things that parents can do to help a child to grow? Number one thing is parents should encourage self-reflection. I know you are always around. For those who you are always there, you communicate, but you just give information. You just correct. But you're not encouraging the child at a point to do what we also call the stop and check and reflect on self. When you talk to a child too much, I said it earlier today, it's going to look as if it's about you. You have to allow your child to have self-reflection, not only jumping on consequences every time. Let them see what we are saying. Sometimes you're just punishing your child, not knowing that they are not even aware of what you're saying. It's not clear enough, but you think they are ignoring. But when you practice the act of self-reflection with your children, you are going to also understand if the communication is clear enough and it's age appropriate. Because quite a lot of people are not aware what is age appropriate conversation until they can practice what is self-reflection from a child. Hearing the child's feedback is going to help them to know if it is appropriate or not. So you have to encourage your child for self-reflection in a powerful way to help your child become more aware of their strength and area to grow. When you do a self-reflection, the child will get to know that, oh, this place I'm not very good. I need to check. I need to work more on it. You can do self-reflection on what they are doing in school academically, and they get to know what they are doing. And okay, this place I'm not doing well. I can't really speak in public confidently. And you start to work on it. You organize something for the family. You do presentation at home. You encourage your child. You give them reassurance that you believe they can do it, and they should believe they can do it. There are quite a lot of things that you can do to help your child's growth. Just encourage them to see for themselves. It is good for you to see for your children as the parent and caregiver. However, it is most important for them to be able to see for themselves, which is called the self-reflection. What else can you do to help your child grow? Ask an open-ended question. Mommy, what do you think of this? Daddy, what do you think of this? Every time they come to you to think of your opinion, you are very excited and very happy because you think you are raising an amazing child, because my child will not do anything before telling me. I trust my daughter. She dare not do anything. She tells me everything. I'm not going to come here. Divisioners, they understand. She tells you everything. Your boy tells you everything. I'm not here for you guys today. However, I'm talking about you asking an open-ended question. Even within your conversation, just when they come to you every time they run to you, mommy, is this okay? What do you think? Can you just ask them, what do you think exactly is happening here? What's your opinion? What do you think? Always throw it back to them. Don't always be there and be the almighty mommy and daddy giving help, solutions. Allow them to engage in critical thinking. When you ask an open-ended communication, open-ended question, rather, you're going to encourage them to engage in critical thinking. And if you continue in this way, you are helping your child to grow. You are helping your children to grow. It is very important to maintain a calm voice when you're doing this, because sometimes you think they're asking too much of question and it's getting on your own nerves because you still lack what is called the impulse control or the emotional intelligence, whatever you lack. You want to avoid and say, why are you asking me every time? That is not the time to do that. It is still very essential for you to keep your calm voice. Your calm facial expression is needed at this point. While I'm thinking about it, I just want to look around. Can you just look around and tell me what you think about this? Just don't make it about you at this point and just give an aggressive response. Must you come and ask me? Must you come? Don't be an unskilled parent and taking things as if the child is fighting you. The child just needs to learn a skill from you, which you need to learn. So in the process of trying to teach a skill, don't pass on a negative skill to your child. I don't take nonsense, so don't ask me silly questions. Every time, it's not the time to do that. So practice an open-ended question. And another thing you can do is, you have to empower them to take ownership of their learning journey. You have a year in grade 1, grade 2, primary level, middle school, but they can never sit alone and do the assignment by themselves, except you are there. You are not teaching the right way. If they are always dependent on you, you are always there. You know, the dependent is only on you. Not because sometimes it's not even because they cannot actually do it, because they lack confidence. I might make mistake. Because you have already taught them, you pass across a message to them that mistake is bad. It's not part of life. Please teach your children to know that mistakes is part of life. I'm not saying you should not support them academically. Absolutely not. That is not what I'm talking about. But I'm talking about you encouraging them, empowering them to take ownership of their learning journey. It is their study. If we need to teach them, it's okay. Help them to understand some things when needed, not them relying on it. Mommy, our homework. We are going to do it. Start early. Encourage your 3 years to sit down and do their handwriting alone while you come and check. Encourage the child that the child is doing well. But don't always be the pilot. If you don't see the child will not do it. They finish kindergarten, you're still there. They finish year 1. You're going to give yourself unnecessary pressure with time. And later in life, you'll not be able to handle it. Then you start to say, I've been teaching you. Then you start to play this victim game again. Please, start early, never wait. So you have to empower them. It's very important. Taking ownership of their learning and to get full understanding of their why. The reason why you're saying with them every time and they cannot do anything is because they don't even know why they have to do their homework. They don't know why they have to do their assignment. All they understand is, I need to get the A. Mommy want A. Daddy want A. When you allow your child to understand, this is the reason why I'm doing this, it is much easier for them to take steps. It is much easier for them to excel in life. Quite a lot of children are still victims of this from parents. And I want every parent who is listening, that will be listening to me with this video later, to be intentional about ensuring that you are teaching the children the why of everything they are doing. So they have to understand the why of the process of knowing that it is nothing about their parent, nothing about you, nothing about me, but it's all about their self-love. I do it for me. I love myself because that's what I deserve. I work so much. I study to get an A for me, not for daddy. Not for daddy to go and say in their meeting. Not for mommy to go and say in a shall be meeting that, I want to tell everybody, my child came on that last night with all this. Am I saying don't be proud of your child? No, please don't get it twisted. But that is that the child has made, it wasn't for you. You can take pride, you can, as a more parent, but that is for that child. And the child did not do it for you. The child did for self-love and for self-understanding of whose child, the child is understanding that I know myself, this is what I need, this is where I should be, and that is what I deserve. When you give self-love and they understand the why in giving the self-love, they will give best. They will always give their best to themselves. So never ever get this misunderstood with your children. Don't let them feel like it's nothing about you. It's nothing. So overall, avoiding this common parental mistake is going to help you to prioritize both your well-being, your child's well-being. It's going to help them to grow emotionally. It's going to help a lot. So you have to prioritize all these things. We started from the common mistakes that can have a significant impact on your child's growth and development. And today I've shared few things that you can actually do as parent that can empower your child's growth, that can help your child to grow. And I want you to know that nobody is perfect when it comes to parenting. We are all learning daily. As our children are learning from phases to ages, from different stage, we are going to be growing with them because this child is coming to this stage for the first time in life, and we have not parented this particular child at this stage before, even though you have raised another child before that age. But this is another child with its personal uniqueness, which you need to understand the unique child and understand what the child needs at this stage of life. And that is why it's going to be a learning curve for every intentional parent that have the vision that is guiding. And that is why we say only the vision guides. So parenting is a learning process. And anytime you see yourself doing a mistake, which is not a problem, learn from that mistake and see it as an opportunity to do better. Never bring down yourself. Oh, I didn't do well. I didn't do well for my first child. That is gone. What are you doing now is what I'm asking you. Not what you didn't do well. What are you doing now in your parenting journey? I understand you didn't know much, and that is gone, bygone. But this is now the present stage. What are the plans that you have put in place to help this child now? Never beat yourself. If you keep dwelling in the past, you're not going to be able to pursue the greater future. You are going to repeat the same error if you keep dwelling in the past. So forgive yourself, keep moving, and face front, ensuring that the now is going well. It's very important. It is never too late to make a positive change. Oh, my children are 15 now. How much can I do? You can do a lot. Am I saying it's going to be easy? No. It's required a lot of work, but you can do it. You can do it. It's too late. It's never too late for anybody. You can start now. If you wait till tomorrow, that is another wasted time. So don't wait. Don't even think about it. Don't think this child is too old. No child is too old. Do now. The learning process start now. The teaching process start now. The changing period start now. The positive change is going to start now. And trust me, your child is going to benefit from it. And you yourself, you're going to benefit from it. You begin to see yourself as a better parent. You will see that there's a change. You will see. If you are the type that you cannot communicate at all without yelling, you cannot talk to your children effectively, you have to yell. When you start practicing some things, you begin to see the change. Oh, even the child is going to tell you, oh, mommy, is that you? When you get to that point, you know that the progress is showing. All right, I believe I've passed the message across today. Divine Vision, I see you there. Thank you for joining. Esther, long time. I see you there. Oluwa Sheson. I don't want to murder your name. I'm sorry if I murder your name. Adelowo Oluwasegun. Engineer, I cited this and I hail. Thank you for joining me today. I believe we've been able to get one or two things on this topic. I started this topic last week, so if you were not here, you can check it out. It's there on YouTube. It's there on our Facebook page, The Vision Guide. It's there on our personal page, Olawi Esther Oyelayo. It's there on LinkedIn, and it's there on Instagram. So go ahead, check any of our platform. You're going to see it there. It started last week, and I'm rounding it up today, and I'm going to be calling it a day. Do we have any questions so far? If not, I am going to be saying goodbye. But as we go, ensure that you're not repeating your error. You're not repeating your mistakes. You are determined to look straight, forgive yourself, move past the error, work on the now. Let your child understand the why. Why am I doing this? Stop making everything about you. Mommy and daddy, caregiver, can I say it loud? It is nothing about you. It is nothing about you. All right, I want to say thank you so much for joining me today. If you had seen my face, maybe by chance, I want to tell you it's not by accident. My name is Oye Layo, but you can call me Oye for short. And this is our Saturday live. It's called the Parenting Essentials, and it comes to you from the Vision Guide every Saturday at the same time. We meet here, and just as I've said, we have a live platform that is live at the moment. So choose whichever is convenient for you. You can see a lot of people are not here anymore on Facebook, but they are on other platform that is much convenient for them. A lot of people like privacy. They don't know who is watching. So you can go to YouTube and watch. Instagram is right there. You can watch from there. LinkedIn is right there. You can watch from there. And we are always going to be here. As we go, don't forget that parenting must be intentional. Your intentionality counts because that's the beginning part of your parenting. It must be intentional. You have to have the vision. Your parenting must be intentional. It must be purposeful. It must be full of vision. What is in your vision? What vision have you gotten? Do you even have vision at all? Do you know where you're going to? Because only the vision guides. Thank you. And I'm going to see you next week on another wonderful episode. Jacqueline Wesse, I cite you there. Thank you for joining me. All right. Bye for now. And don't forget, what you have in your package must not be rotten. What do you have in your package? What are you parenting now? Who are you raising now? Are you going to be able to look back in the nearest future and pat yourself at the back and say, well done, I've done well? So ensure your package is not rotten. Ensure that you are packaging amazing goods, amazing products for the nearest future. People that are going to make headway in this global evolving generation. All right, I'll see you again next week in another wonderful episode. Thank you, Madam Divine Mercy Vision from UK. I can cite you there. Thank you for joining me again today. I appreciate you, Esther. Thank you so much for joining me. All right, I'll see you next week on another wonderful topic. Bye for now and stay blessed. God bless you.